It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
You are watching WFTA television.
Hello, everyone. Mic check. Let me know how the mic's sounding. Let me know how I sound. Let me know if you can hear me. Everybody's here. It looks like all the cool kids are here. I see George Valentine, Shaitan's Hammer, Kate Van D, Rolo, also known as the Collector and Co-Pilot. That's our friend Martin down there in Mexico. We have the Superman 4679. Hello, everyone, he says. And we have a good little chat going on here about the Fantastic Four movie. We have Sue Studio in, starting off the day with the $2 super chat with some coffee cups there. Good to see you, Sue Studio. Thanks for the $2. I appreciate that. All of these super chats are much welcome. Thank you so much. And what do we got here? Yo, everyone, says Megadan Collects. Good to see you, sir. There she is, the radical mom. Hello, people. I'm back. Hi, Bill. Hi, Mary. Good to see you. Glad you could come and join us. And what you got going on there, Studio? Oh, yeah, she's showing off that weirdo special emoji there that you can get just for being a member. Good deal. She's been a member here for longer than anybody else, I think. Sounds good to me. Thank you, sir. Great to hear that. Sounds good on my end, says George Valentine. Very good. Kate Van D went to see the Fantastic Four. She said it was a wonderful movie, but she had a trash experience at the movie. Tell us about what happened. Was it the people in the movie theater that made it bad for you? Was it a stinking movie theater? Was it one of those movie theaters with the sticky crap in the floor? I don't know if they still do that or not. I haven't been in a movie theater like that in years. It felt like Apollo 13 to me. Which was one of my favorite movies ever. Well, that's pretty cool. Sound check is good, says the Superman. Thank you, sir. And Radical Mom, good to see you, says Rolo. There you go. Oh, yeah. That I might bring myself to watch Superman, maybe. Superman was good, and I've heard good things about Fantastic Four, too. There are issues with both of these movies, but they're not breaking issues, okay? So, a lot of people on either side, at the far ends of either side, are trying to sabotage these movies, in my opinion. Don't listen to them. Superman is being hijacked by the Snyder fans who want to hate on it. And the Fantastic Four is being hijacked by the radical right. And there is a radical right, okay? We got to admit that, okay? I haven't seen the Fantastic Four movie yet. Heck, I haven't been got a chance to see Superman yet. I haven't been to see Fantastic Four. I spent my money to see Superman, so my wife and I haven't had a chance to get away to see Fantastic Four, and I've had to work on these Saturdays, so I had to work today. Good God, I had to go in at 3 o'clock this morning. Bad. Popcorn cannons and revolting Gen Zs. I don't know. What's up, Mike Fee? Good to see you, sir. Glad you could come in. Sure is, says Kate Van D. All right, Gojatron. Fantastic Four was a solid movie. This coming from someone who's been reading comics since 1975. Now, see, that right there in and of itself tells me everything I need to know about the Fantastic Four movie. And Goji, I think have you done a review on that on your channel yet? If you have not, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. But if you have, let us know, and I'll tell everybody to go look at it. Superman was good. I took Bill's advice and gave it a chance. Yes, there you go. I am an MCU gal, says Kate Van D. Good. I want to see the Naked Gun. Okay. All right. I found I had a Hulkamania t-shirt that was brand new that I forgot about it, and I wore it the other day. There you go. A bit more of James Gunn wearing thin on me. Sometimes I just don't talk. I did a brief review on Instagram. That is correct. You did. I saw that. I was wondering if you were going to do like some kind of a video on it. I didn't see it listed on your channel, but I didn't go and look through it all. And I didn't see it in my feeds. All right. So I guess that catches us up. So what are we doing tonight, folks? What we're trying to do is we're going to get into the Galaxy Warriors. And we're also going to look into this fresh new delivery of figures that I have over here on the table from Formo Toys that are guaranteed to activate every bit of that 1980s knockoff magic. Because Galaxy Warriors have been reborn as the Warriors of the Galaxy as a sub-line of the Legends of Dragonor line. So you may be wondering, what is the Legends of Dragonor line? Thank you, Bjorn Jorgensen. If you look in the chats below, Bjorn has put a link up there to Gojatron's Instagram review. Thank you. And Shaitan's Hammer says he's been straightening out his clay. There you go. So we're going to look into not only the Legends of Dragonor, because I want to catch you guys up on what that line is about. We're also going to talk about the Galaxy Warriors, and then we're going to look at the new releases from Formo Toys of the Galaxy Warriors. I have them over here on the tables. We'll take a look. George Valentine says James Gunn did himself no favors. He needs to learn the fine art of shutting up and letting the movie speak for itself. Now, I will give you that, George. He did say a far too much. Actually, in my opinion, far too much was actually spoiled for that movie, even in the trailers. And then James Gunn ran his mouth a little bit too much, which confused some people who didn't need confusing. So there was that. So Bjorn says you're welcome, and he's lurking tonight because Bjorn Goji said thank you. If you're wondering why he called him a filthy animal, well, you would have to be a member of the channel and be over here on Weird Fantastic Toys at Instagram and be a member of my team chat, and then you would find out why. I love the Galaxy Warriors and Legends of Dragonor figures. Yes, and I do too. And I've got the 6 original Wave 1 Legends of Dragonor figures ordered from Big Bad. I just haven't gotten them yet. We will look at them when I do. I saw them figures yesterday for the first time, and I am thrilled. Mattel is in this. He is. Are there knees and elbows? Because Super 7 annoyed me with their 5.5 line. No. This is a retro line, sir. It is a 5. Well, actually, it's got more than 5 points of articulation. I'm actually going to open these figures. I was on the fence about opening them, But I plan to open them tonight, so we'll look into that and see how that goes. I don't have Instagram. Now, I understand that, Susie, but you could. You got a Facebook, you can get an Instagram easily. And it's a app that you can put on your phone. It's easy to fix up. Susu, you should get one, says Mike Fee. There you go. And anyway, there we go. So that takes care of that. And if you had an Instagram, Susu, we could DM each other and stuff like that. Because I don't use any other social medias except Instagram, really, for communication purposes. Yes, I have an X. Yes, I have a Facebook page, but I don't. All I do is promote with it. But Instagram, that's what I use. Did you see the rumored MOTU live action movie remake from Universal? There's supposed to be something coming to Amazon Prime. Seen the stuff that the visually it looks okay. I'm scared. They've already bait and switched me enough to where I'm kind of gun shy. Jamie Sanders, hello there. I only go on Facebook if I have to. I only use Instagram. Yes, me too. Susu is more than welcome there. Absolutely. So, grab your Battle Beast, light a candle for Remco, and let's get weird and fantastic, and let's talk about Galaxy Warriors. And we're going to start with the Legends of Dragonor. Now, let me pull up something that I can look at here, and I want to get you guys up to speed on that. Open here that I closed down by absolute mistake. Good. All right. I've closed too much crap down here. All right. So there's something I wanted to read off to you guys, and here it is. It's on the Technodrome forum. I've got some links down in the description down below, but I will add the link to this page here that I'm talking about. Okay. So this line, the Legends of Dragonor, started out as the Lords of Power, okay, and it began development in 2021, okay, right around Coof time, right after Coof, which affected the availability of the line. But the fact that they call it the Lords of Power and some of the designs that they had, and we're going to look at that. We're going to look at that in just a second, okay? Are very telling. Okay, so it began development as Lords of Power with character designs based on the original Mark Taylor concept art for what eventually became the Masters of the Universe. And some may know that the MOTU line was originally called Lords of Power, as well as when it was in the concept stage. The idea was that the final MOTU line had veered away somewhat from what Taylor's original designs were, and also the Lords of Power is an awesome name. So artist Emilio Santalucia, who is a huge MOTU superfan and has worked on several MOTU comics and other projects over the years, and others began developing a line of 5.5 scale figures to pay homage to the roots of where MOTU came from. Okay. And while also going into his own direction insofar as lore and such, it was still very heavily and obviously inspired by MOTU. However, villains such as Durlock, looking almost exactly like Keldor, who in some MOTU lore became Skeletor, right? And the name being anagram and so on. All right, I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that by showing you the video that they released to tease that at the time. So let me see if I can pull this up so you can see it.
Lords of Power. The new action figure line by Formo Toys is coming to you. Barbaro, Zarella, Karam, Durlock, Pantera, the Adversary. Lords of Power, the beginning. Pre-orders begin January 18th on formotoys.com.
Well, that didn't happen. Okay, that didn't happen because there was an issue with the Lords of Power trademark and the fact that these figures looked an awful lot like some already designed figures over at Hell. So I don't know if there was a cease and desist, but there was some back and forth, and there was a redesign of the line. Like the Adversary there actually was I think a concept design for Web Store. You got to be careful with that. Barbaro there is a almost one-for-one He-Man original concept figure. I'll show you that in just a second. And then we got Zarella, who is looking just like Shirella, including the Battle Cat-like helmet that she was originally going to have. So there we go. Let's see. Kevin Smith burned me too much. Okay. The story is where the problems might lie with that movie. Talking about the MOTU movie. Okay. I'm not feeling great about the MOTU movie. Thank goodness we have toys and other media. Correct. Hey, Mr. DJ Longhair, good to see you, sir. Beetlejuice is my favorite movie of all time. I don't let the sequel upset me. I have the original. I get to love the first one always. I wish more people understood that idea. Yes. As far as I know, the moles had to be destroyed. Understandable, but nasty from Hell's side. Well, they were redesigned. I don't know if the molds themselves were destroyed or not, but they were redesigned, and some of the redesigns were just very, very small redesigns. So here I'll move the slide forward and let you see what I'm talking about there. So this is one of the original concept figures for He-Man. So as you can see, Barbaro, except for his bare feet, because this guy looks like he's got some brown shoes on, Barbaro was going to look very much like this, okay? And Mattel wasn't having any of that. So there you see Barbaro there. You see Shirella with her Battle Cat-like looking gray mask. And you see the figure that's not Keldor that looks like Keldor. So these concept figures were mocked up and shown. So right from the beginning, a lot of people suggested they were playing with fire using the Lords of Power name and having names and designs directly associated with MOTU. So while the specific details are hazy, they went back to the drawing board, renaming the line, redesigning all the characters from scratch. So they are now no longer directly inspired by Taylor's classic concepts, but are still recognizable in that vein. So let's take a look at that. Projector back. So we'll take a look at that. So we're going to go over here, and we can see there's Shirella with. She actually had that little mask there. Let's kind of zoom in on that, and you can see it better right here. And there you can see Keldor back there in the back. You know, all of this stuff was going to be released as part of the Powers of Grayskull line, as well as some of that original Mark Taylor stuff. So, you know, they were looking at a lot of different things there. So. But it finally redesigned everything, as you can see. Zarella became Yandala, and she became had a more feathered headdress, and more or less looking more Aztec-like. Barbaro was totally redesigned, as you can see. The better He-Man, okay. And there's Zazel's Clubhouse. What's up, Zazel? Good to see you, sir. Glad you could pop in and say hello. But anyway, there's the figures, and I will show you this last little video here so that you can see what the redesigns, and you can get a little taste of the lore of Legends Dragonor. So there you go. That is that, and I will show you this. Let me get over here and get that page up so that you can see what I was looking at. All right, here is the Legends of Dragonor site. This is their official site here over on Formo Toys. He looks like Beastman, but he's not. We're going to talk about who he is in just a second. They have the power. Makes you wonder how the others would have changed. I love that color on him. Yeah, he does, Kate. Yes, he does. All right. So I'm going to go over here and get on the Legends of Dragonor site here. In every dimension exists an ancient secret well. Or as Mark Taylor called it underneath Grayskull, was the Dwell of Souls. Well, this secret well here in this game connects the universes together. We're going to get into that when we get to the Galaxy War. These wells are portals between worlds and dimensions, passageways used by heroes, monsters, and adventurers to explore new realms across the galaxy. Through Castle Dragonor, the fearless Barbaro has left both his tribe and world. Enter well. Leading a group of heroic champions in a quest to retrieve the ancient divine armors of power. Scattered across the dimensions, during their adventures, the heroic champions will encounter the dark magic apprentice Oscuro and his evil masters, who possess the power to transform the heroes into terrible monsters. Who will attain the divine armors of power first? Well, what is the divine armors of power? Well, it's actually a build-a-figure. Each figure has a piece of the divine armor. When you put all the pieces together, you get a seventh figure in the line. And as you can see right there in the middle, there it is right here in this middle, right here, this guy right here. And it looks very much like some Kirby artwork to me, anyway. So who are the figures in Wave 1? Onitor is the red guy, Kate. And Yandera, who looks like an Aztec queen, yes. And then we have the evil Oscuro, the mage, the apprentice magician. And we have the first divine armor of power. And there's Barbaro and Pantera and Kareem the genie. And that is all of them. So there you go. There they are, all of the Wave 1. Now there is a Wave 1.5, which is basically repaints with a new divine armor with Glacier Mission, Barbaro and Fire Fury Kareem. Yeah, here they are. And then you have Night Hunter Pantera, and you have Dark Magic Apprentice Oscuro, Fire Fury Kareem, Raytor, which is the heroic brother of Oscuro. And we also have a Prophecy Vision Yandara, who is actually a clear figure, as you can see. And of course, Glacier Mission Barbaro. And I don't have that wave 1.5. I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. There are dragons in the line. They're very expensive. And there's also a wave 2, which is still on pre-order. So there's a new set of divine armor for that wave. And of course, there's some cavemen in that wave. There's this evil witch here called the Horadam. And we have Hereptor, I guess a dinosaur man, kind of cool. And we have a moss man looking Arbarius. Tabletop game from that would be awesome. Okay, he looks cool. Armor Power Guy, awesome too. Raytor for me. And Yandala, she's cute. Okay, cool. Anyway, going back over here and looking at these, there is a new female figure, the heroic huntress of dragons, called Venetica. And there is Chief Talon with wings, looking very Stratos-like there, maybe. So there's those. Now that's our Legends of Dragonor. Okay. So it's got 5.5 sword and sorcery kind of vibes going. Space Wizard aesthetics. Modular design. Let's talk about that modular design. So down here at the bottom, we have a little video that showcases the modular system. And Kate Van D has become a member. Good to see that popping up there. But anyway, this is the modular system here that you're seeing. So these figures come apart, and you can see that. I'll let this play again. So there it is. As this video kind of shows, you can take these figures apart and mix and match them. You see how it's coming apart there, and even the boots and the wrists come apart. So, and there's articulation there. So there's a little more than the normal 5 points of articulation. They actually articulate there at the wrist. I find it fantastic, and still is overseeable. Okay. And Kate said, what's a good girl? All right. So there's all that. And I'm going to move on up here and get this out of the way. Now let's talk about our Warriors of the Galaxy. So first let's talk about the history of the Galaxy Warrior. Okay, what are Galaxy Warriors? Well, Sungold came out with the Galaxy Warriors back in the MOTU days, back in the early 80s. And they were knockoffs. So but there's a difference between knockoffs and bootleg. A bootleg is actually when a toy company will pretty much make the figure for themselves. They'll make their own He-Man figure and try to sell it as He-Man, and it won't even look like He-Man. You see a lot of that going on down in Mexico and places like that. You see, Spider-Man and Batman and Superman figures being sold down there, and even He-Man. Those are knockoffs. Bootlegs. Knockoffs, on the other hand, are not trying to be the figure that they're emulating. They're just emulating that style, kind of knocking them off. And there's a lot more you can do with knockoffs than you can on bootlegs. You can get sued with bootlegs. You can get away with knockoffs. Gotta go. You people behave. All right. See you later, Bjorn. Glad you could stop in and hang out with us for a little while. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Mexico guilty of being a knockoff bootleg territory. Anyway, let's talk about the Sungold figures for a minute. So this is a blog. I've got a link down in the description. It's called the Galaxy Warriors by Sungold blog. And his goal is to inform people with photographs about that. So what are the Galaxy Warriors? Galaxy Warriors action figure line created in 1983 to make money off the huge success of Mattel's Masters of the Universe line. In order to cash in, Sungold made its figures resemble the MOTU figures in scale, body shape, and figure articulation. The body used for all the Galaxy Warriors is a copy of the He-Man figure with some minor differences. As you can see, it's not the same mold. It's just kind of it's their own copy of it. So when comparing He-Man to the Galaxy Warriors, the differences become obvious. You can see the boots are different. The way the legs are bent is different. The way the arms are made is different. The way the chest and torso is made is different. It's all different. And even the way, the arms, while similar, there's differences. So you can see how the Galaxy Warrior Triton there's body has been molded to match He-Man's. His figure is slightly smaller than He-Man's. His legs have a greater bend at the knees, and his arms are very different, especially around the shoulder. There's differences between them. It's just in the same style. And yes, Remco started this, and they got sued by Mattel, and Remco won that lawsuit because you can't copyright a wrestler figure, wrestling stance in a figure, or a muscle man. So it's a generic design that anybody can use. But what they can copyright is how it's designed. So there are minor differences in the design. They weren't just knockoffs, but they were legends back in the toy aisle back in the day, especially if you shopped at flea markets or dollar stores. And they were the figures that your grandma bought you. Could give them to you and say, hey, here's that muscle guy that you like. And you're like, uh-huh. But as you grow a little bit older, you come to appreciate the line a little more. And as you can see here what the packaging looks like, and you will see that the packaging that Formo has done very much resembles this. And you can see the back of the package with the cross cell here with all the different figures. You got Baltard and Magnon and Thor and Tiger Man, Dino Man, Dragoon, Ig. Ig is supposedly coming out in the first wave of Galaxy Warriors, but I haven't seen him yet. Of course, we have a Huck in that line. I don't see him on here. I think Spikes may be coming out with that very sparkling helmet there. No, we'll see. But anyway, there were beasts as well, as you can see. There was a tiger and a mammoth and a horse and a dinosaur. And there's Hook right there in that cross cell, as you can see. So you can see the figures in the cross cell right there. And here's some closer looks at what the figures look like. Here, there's old Hook there. He looks like a Viking of some sort. That's pretty cool. Here's some of the warriors. You can see the different weapons that they held and armors that they would wear. And of course, the line was knocked off bootlegged by a company called Sumo. Anyway, it was the very same figures, even down to the names, and they would call them Galaxy Fighters. So yeah, that happened. And the knockoffs got knocked off. The Galaxy Warriors were themselves knocked off by Suco. That's it, SEWCO, Suco, who produced Galaxy Fighters back in the day as well. So that's them right there. There's a Galaxy Fighter, Baltard, and to tell the difference, Sungold made in Hong Kong is what the Sungold toys the Galaxy Warriors had, and then the Suco had Suko on them, so you could tell the differences. And there were minor differences in the way the backs looked and stuff like that. So it was a little different. Now, there is a true, real bad bootleg of these things that came out in the, I guess, recently, called Galaxy Heroes. These guys aren't Galaxy Warriors or Galaxy Fighters. They're not vintage figures at all, and they're not worth a dime. And their lower bodies do not move at all. So if you see these guys, steer clear of them altogether. Avoid these. Potential collectors should be aware of the differences and should be careful when purchasing figures from eBay. Many sellers will claim they're selling a Galaxy Warrior when they're actually selling a Galaxy Fighter, or worse yet, a Galaxy Hero or some other derivative. If you're concerned about getting a version 1 figure, then ask the eBay seller where the Sungold stamp is on the figure. If it's on the right leg, then you should be fine. If there is no stamp, don't bid. Also note that the legs of the Galaxy Heroes are molded solid and their bodies cannot move. Johnny Sorensen, my lower body does not move the last couple of weeks. Am I an 80s action figure? No, you're an old man like me probably and hurt. Good to see you, Johnny. Good to see you. And I will get with you. We're gonna get me over there on Johnny Sorensen's show so that I can guest over there. If you haven't seen Johnny's channel, please do check it out. Him and Boba Hicks have a show called the Boba Joe Show, and it is out of this world, man. Out of this world. You guys should really enjoy that. All right, so that got us to this point right here when the Legends of Dragonor have decided to go full in Galaxy Warriors. Now, I don't know if they've got the rights to do this or how they angled it or whether the rights were up in public domain or just out there ready for them to grab and or whatever. But they've got Magnon, Baltard, and Hux released. They got Ig coming on the way. But it says here, and the Legends of Dragonor universe is expanding, traveling through the Well of Secrets. Barbaro and his allies have landed on the planet Ferror, a savage land orbiting the galaxy whole. On this wild planet, many mighty warriors from across the universe have been stranded and are caught in an endless and desperate battle between forces of chaos led by the savage Baltard and the forces of good commanded by the heroic Magnon. Coming straight from the 80s, the Warriors of the Galaxy action figure line brings back many favorite characters in a fantastic collection of retro-style action figures fully integrated and compatible with the Legends of Dragonor. So, let's recap what we know about the Galaxy Warriors. They were launched in 1983 by Sungold, similar in style to MOTU. Weirder, beast heads, Frazetta-style action fantasy mashups. The artwork on the packaging actually was copying Frazetta artwork. Go to the Galaxy Warriors by Sungold blog and look at the blog entry on that. That's very interesting. And yes, they had beasts in there. So, like I said, these were the guys you got when your parents said, we're not paying $5 for He-Man. Here's the Muscle Man that you want. And that's how that happened. All right, so let's talk about the Formo Toys who have resurrected the Galaxy Warriors under the Warriors of the Galaxy name. I've got all three from Wave 1 right here. And let me pull up so you can see. Right. And I pulled out some of my custom figures that I did to homage them back in the day before these were even released. And I've got an original Sungold Galaxy Warrior figure right there that we can look at to see what it actually looked like. So what are the figures there? Well, we've got Magnon, the heroic warrior there. the OG Galaxy Warrior main man himself. And we got Baltard, who is an evil warlord. And we got Hook, who is a Viking warrior. So what are your favorites? Let's put it down there in the chat. Let's know. And I'm going to open these. I was on the fence about opening them, but I am going to open them. And we got to open them quick because the toy cam is getting low on battery. Even though I've got it hooked up here and it should stay running, it says it's low on batteries. The toy cam may say kapooey. So let me go over here and get me off the screen, and you should be able to still hear me. So here we go. Let's take a look at these guys first. All right, what I have over here, I have Batoon over here, and I have my version of Baltard right here, which I made myself in the origin style using some head sculpts by a fellow by Lee Custom. So here he is. This is my Baltard. He's got a mace here in his hand, and he's got an original Galaxy Warrior shield. On here, and he's got some original Galaxy Warrior armor. Look at the Toon here. He looks like a pirate with his eye patch. I gave him the halberd and shield from the Eternian Guards, and I gave him some original armor came with the Galaxy back in the day. And way back there in the back, you'll see a character called Iguana. And here he is with an original Galaxy Warrior shield. And he's got an axe from like the some of the old vintage Castle Grayskull head made by Lee Custom. Side out of the way, and let's take a look at this figure here. And let's see if we can get in here. Right here, you can see, if I don't know if you can see that or not, I hope you can, that it is an actual Sungold figure. See what his boots look like, and you can see what his legs look like. Yeah, they had rubber bands in them, and it was much worse than even the Masters of the Universe. They had arms, but they couldn't pop off. Had the rubber heads. That's what the original Galaxy Warriors looked. They had armor and shields and weapons, and I don't think he had a helmet on him, but I don't know what this character's name was. But maybe somebody out there in the chat might know. And we will start with our hero Magnon. So on the front of the box, it says includes illustrated story. And as you can see, the packaging is very, very reminiscent of the original Galaxy Warriors packaging. And it says, from the world of Legends of Dragonor here on the side, Warriors of the Galaxy, Magnon, noble hero of the planet Ferror. And there is a mini comic in there. There you go. On the back, we have the index card here telling you all about who Magnon is. Guys can see that or not. I'm going to sit there and show it there, and maybe you can look at it on the replay and pause it right there, and you can read that later. And of course, we have a cross cell here showing Magnon, Baltard, Hook, and Ig hasn't been released yet. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing Ig and getting him in the collection as well. So, how am I going to take this guy off this packaging? I'm going to try to save as much of this packaging as I possibly can. So I'm going to try to use the sharp here. See what I can do. about it. I don't know. Hard. All right. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to get this package open without destroying the card. Trouble. There we go. Around. Come thing. There we go. Now. Got her open. There's the comic. Let's get it out without messing. There we go. All right, we got the comic out too, and the comic is inside of this little plastic bag. Yeah. The shield is inside of a Ziploc bag. That's kind of cool. Get his weapons out, and then we'll pop him off of the plastic sheet there. Black Phoenix 77. Hey, I'm actually awake during the stream for once. Huh. Trying to be careful. Blonde dude looks like Orndorff. Middle guy looks a little bit like Namor. Okay. And we have a sword here. We're going to pull that out of the package. Ziploc bag open here. There we go. And get his little out. Take a look at that comic real quick. Open it up. Get out of its package. Destroying anything or getting it caught on Galaxy Warriors. So take a look at that real quick. And this is basically the story of Magnon. It shows you how the modular works, how he comes apart. There we have the cross cell. There it is. Pretty sweet. Sweet. All right. Time to get Magnon off of his plastic back here. And there's no stringy dingies, none whatsoever. The helmet does not come off of his head. He has articulation here on his shoulders. He has articulation here at forearm. He has articulation at hip. Waist moves back and forth, no spring. And he has articulation at his boot cut. And he has shin armor that does come off. And of course, he is modular, so these do come off, and they're backward compatible with MOTU, what I understand. And they're pretty tight. Even the way the armors are designed, pretty cool. This underneath here is a more Masters of the Universe looking loincloth. But and this little piece here is removable. It's a leather armored piece, end piece. That is our buddy Magnon there. And I love that retro design there because they did have a design similar to this for the Galaxy Warriors back in the day. See how he stands. Stands pretty sturdy and pretty easily there. Pretty good. So he can hold this shield in one hand. Let's see. Now, Magnon. Save that plastic. Try to put him all back together again and store him on that. Are their parts interchangeable? Yes, they are, Alex. Yes, they are. That is part of the modular system of the Legends of Dragonor. So you can pop the legs and the arms and the heads and the waists apart, and even the wrists and the boots, and you can interchange them between figures. That exactly, certainly can. All right, let's do Baltard next. Once again, I'm going to have to open him up and look. He's unpunched. So that's going to be kind of neat. And as you can see, it says here the same thing on the other one. Baltard, unstoppable creator of chaos. And on the back there is his file card. Pause the later and read that. Of course, there's the cross cell we saw on the other one. There you go. And egg coming soon. All right. Sucker opened. We'll cross the top first because it was the one that was the hardest to get. The other one. And maybe get on down through this a little easier. There. Side. Get on down. There we go. A lot easier. Pull out Baltard out of here. And back there. Get his axe and his shield out. I like that. Reminds me of signs that they had back in the day. Like one of us. There was a design that was very reminiscent of this one here. So that is very cool. There, and we'll get Baltard mini comic out. It's easier to get out than that other one was for sure. Let's take a look at the mini comic real quick before we open the weapons up. It's baggy. catch it. Piece of tape there. Card back there, and take a look at this. Baltard, Warriors of the Galaxy. And artwork. There is a tease for another figure that may be coming in the line soon. There's Hook right there, and there's Ig. There's Thor. Hopefully we'll see all these figures released in the line. As you can see here is the modular system. As you can see, each part comes apart, interchangeable with the other figures. And once again, here is the cross cell in the middle. Baltar. Let's take him off of his card real quick and take a look at him. Ugly old face there. Only a mother could love. Same articulation as the other. And of course, we have the modular system. Very tight. Moves at the wrists. Broke open, it'll move. Moves at the boots, legs. Normal loincloth underneath this. I'm not going to try to call it a skirt. I think it's more like a piece of armor, leather armor. And of course, once again, reminiscent of the old He-Man armor and the Galaxy Warrior armor. He's got an axe and a shield to have, so we're going to open those up. And I will catch up with the chat while I'm doing that. Okay, cool. I like him. I know Baltard because of Phalian Porteous's YouTube channel where he yes, I've seen his channel before. Uh-oh, there goes my camera. It comes back up. All right, I got his axe out. And now we're going to get his shield out of its catch. Well, I got it out. Oh, did my camera freeze on me? No, it's just low battery. I don't know how long it's going to last. I may have to stop this camera. Hands pretty sturdy. I'm very pleased with the way they stand there. Nice. All right, finally Hook, and we'll get this over with and get back into guys. And I'm going to go across the top first. Start at the top. Learned a lesson. Laid in. Right. So, around. All right. Allows me to get Hook out. And he has shield and a sword. Shield very much like Magnon's. He also has this wonderful faux fur cape that he can wear. We're going to put that on him as well. We're going to pull out comic. That little crap this. The edges of the plastic got glued into the bubble. Stretch that to get it to comic out of this. Freed from that so that it doesn't any worse than it already is. Oh, there we go. Now, put that in the garbage. So here we have Huck's mini comic. Huck, Galaxy. Shows him on his Viking ship here. Fighting like there's looks like iguana maybe. Here's the modular system once again, and the cross set. We'll get him off of his pack here. Very Viking looking. Hello? Start with out of there. I'm going to keep that off. Right back home. Start. Of course, he's got the same articulation as the other figures, so we don't need to really go into that. Got the same shield that Magnon had, plus he has a sword here, which is different from the one that Magnon had. Sword first. Shield, and we'll put him on it. And we'll take one final look. Freed up here. Peeled out. In his hand. Now, there is all right. Ooh, fur. I like what I see. I do's too. I like what I see there, Rolo. There you go, folks. And that is the Galaxy Warriors from the Legends of Dragonor line by Formo Toys. So there we go. Check out the artwork back there on the back. Very reminiscent of the original packaging of the Galaxy Warriors. The purple and black lines up there at the top kind of match what those look like as well. Just cool as they can be. Love them. I love them to death. I can't wait to get the Legends of Dragonor figures here so that we can compare these figures with the original Legends of Dragonor figures that came out from Formo Toys a couple of years ago. All right, who is your favorite of the three? Let me know in the comments below. Would you open them or keep them sealed up? Let me know. And how much is a pop, Bill? Or how much are these? They're like $34 a piece American. And I think that's what I paid for them at Big Bad Toys. Huck is cool. Yes. Matter of fact, Mike Fee did a short, I think, about Huck, if I'm not mistaken. Tell me, Mike, was it a short or was it a video? I can't remember, but I did comment on it. But he got a Huck and opened it up on his channel as well. I hope they bring out the female character soon. Well, the original Wave 1 is already out. It's been out. And Yandala is in that wave. So, yeah. Rolo likes Baltard. Yeah, I like Baltard too. He's pretty sweet. Matter of fact, since we got the camera on here, let's bring Baltard to the forefront here. And let's bring my Baltard over next to him and you guys can compare. Of course, I had my buddy over there at Lee Customs to make my Baltard head to be flesh tone, so I could use a flesh tone figure with him. Because in the Galaxy Fighter line, he was flesh tone, if I'm or he was released as a flesh tone at some point. But I didn't want to have to repaint a MOTU figure this purple color, this gray color. So I did mine in flesh, but you can see the comparison there between the two. You can see the sizing of the heads. The Galaxy Warrior head is a little bit smaller. This is a cast done of the original figure itself head, so you can see a few of the differences. So there you go, folks. And I'm going to go ahead and give the toy cam a rest there, because that sucker says that it's out of juice. It's at 4%. So we're going to let it rest. Anyway, that at least it lasted long enough for us to see the whole unpackaging. And I hope Gojutron got a chance to see those, because he was really looking forward to seeing those out of the package and seeing the way they work. There you go. Now, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back after these messages.
We'll return after these messages.
Here are a few words about Levi's jeans and cords.
Levi's.
The citizens of Toothopolis remain ever watchful for
the cavity creeps! Chris!
We make holes in teeth!
Quick! Warn the Crest team! Chris! Cresty's trying to tell us something. The cavity creeps! Chris, come on!
We make holes in
Let's give him the brush with Crest's fluoride.
Yay!
Watch treats, see your dentist, and fight the cavity creeps like the Crest team.
Fight cavities with Crest!
Imagine Eternia. Imagine the Gate of Fangs.
Eternia.
Batteries not included. Imagine the soaring sky tracks. Figures sold separately. The Cavern of Justice.
Eternia.
Imagine the power lift to the control chamber. At last, from the masters of the universe, the world you've always imagined can be yours.
Get yourself ready for a trip through McDonald land. Take along a friend and grab a hold of Ronald's hand. Follow Ronald McDonald through the land of apple pie trees. And don't be surprised if you meet Big Mac and Big Cheese. Shake volcanoes, you'll even find a French fry thatch. Now just turn around and see if you won't find a hamburger patch as you're heading for a McDonald's in McDonald land, a McDonald's in McDonald land, a McDonald's.
Coming from the farthest reaches of the universe to challenge the worst villains on Earth are the most powerful heroes ever in the battle of the Superpowers Collection. Hark! Batman being called to stop a dastardly deed. New from Kenner's Superpowers Collection. The Batmobile. Figures with power action sold separately.
Got you, Joker. Don't laugh yet. Release the war. It's a trap. Activate Batarang. Trouble, Batman? Not my Batmobile. Unleash phase 2.
Is this the end of our heroes in the Batmobile? You decide.
If Monday's sad or Tuesday's sad, make a Saturday.
That's a Sunday.
Wednesday rains or Thursday's gray, make a Saturday.
Looks like a Sunday.
Instead of half a banana and a pineapple ring, add yogurt creamy smooth. Pop a grape on top and that's a Saturday for you. Make a weekend treat any day of the week. Make a Saturday.
Now that's a Saturday.
And we're back. Thank you for being here tonight. Everybody's having a good time down there. And All Music Fan 88, Jeff finally made it in from work. Good to see you there, Jeff. Kate Vandy says, I need a snack wrap so bad. I had a spicy one the other day, and I need a ranch snack wrap. Superpowers line we should have seen these days. Speaking of which, I heard through the grapevine that there may be a few more figures left in the Superpowers line that Todd's going to release. See what happens. So maybe Wave 11 wasn't the last wave after all. We shall see. That looks like a mess. The Saturday, I've actually done that. It's not bad. A pineapple ring with a half a banana and a little grape. I'll use a toothpick to hold it on top and put some yogurt around it. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I actually did that. And that last commercial took me back. I haven't seen it in years. Yeah. Go. All right. So we're kind of getting down to the bottom here. So let's see. We've crossed the star field and made it out the other side. Now it's time to kick back, crank up the volume, and let the toys do the talking. We're going to have a little bit of music and fun real quick.
and tired, just crushed and crumbled. I'm not sure if it's safe to report from my vantage point. I really need to leave. Solar Defense has informed me that the surrounding areas are in ruin. I see some people running now. In the opinion of this reporter, if this nation, or in fact the world, ever needed heroes, that time is now. That time is now.
Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. So, should be hearing some ducks back there in the background. We're feeding the ducks right now. It's that time of the night. Enjoyed having you all here. So we looked at the Galaxy Warriors, took a look at those. Jeff, I wanted to let you know your favorite song karaoke night can no longer be played on the show without compensation, because they've been busy content IDing me over that all week long, and I've been clipping it out of all the shows in the past that it was in. So that's pretty tough. Cave Andy, I have a question. When a movie comes out and the toys come out with the movie, who makes those toys? As in, are they connected to the movie studio? The movie studios license the rights to different toy makers such as Hasbro or Mattel to make the toys, and it is done much in advance during the production of the movie. So sometimes the actual toy designs don't match what you see in the movie because they had to design and make those toys way before the movie came out using pre-production designs or whatever. But yeah, they're licensed to different toy companies too. So, for instance, Mattel does the Marvel Legends, and the Marvel Legends line usually gets the license and does the toys for the Marvel movie. Spin Master had the license, and also Todd McFarlane had the license to do DC toys. So when the Superman movie came out, they did toys in the Spin Master line, and Todd did some in his Superpowers line. There's that. All right. One of your best. Had really had a great time. Thank you. Thanks, Bill, for a great show. Happy journey. Bloody YouTube messing with everyone. Absolutely. And I want to thank Studio tonight, who is one of the few who decided to give me a $2 super chat to keep the show on the air. Those really do help. They actually really do. So if you can spare a couple of dollars, I appreciate that. If you can't, that's okay too. I understand. There's only one problem with your show, and it's a serious one. It always ends far too early. Well, it is what it is. Can't help that. And when the toy folks release toys that could spoil a movie folks have no control. They try not to do that. A lot of times but sometimes there are figures that do spoil. but that happens. They try not to do that. That's why a lot of times the spoiler figures will come in a wave too sometimes if it's good. But anyway, good night, everyone. Thank you for being here. That's going to do it for tonight's adventures, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me in the glorious cosmic pit of plastic nostalgia. As you can see, we've done a bit of a redesign back here in the back. I don't know if you guys have noticed. It's a little more roomy back here. I can actually move around a little bit now, and you can see the displays back there in the back. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share it with all your fellow toy weirdos, and as always, keep on collecting and stay fantastic. We'll see you next time on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. In the meantime, have a good journey.
Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.